Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I've been struggling with connecting. I'm a little bit far, but that's just for today. Next week I'll be around. Most of our classes will be physical. I'll be there physical at MAT for our class next weekend. Otherwise, I welcome you for the November-December sitting for the MDC class, and I congratulate you upon having moved from level 1 to and had your and gotten your step on to level 2, and that's good progress. Joining us at MDC at MAT for MDCs, I would confidently say it's the right decision that you have made, and we can handle this together and make sure that she gets out of our way. I just introduced myself. My name is Samuel Mukobe. I'll be your tutor for this sitting, and I'll just share with you my contacts. 752 35 9948. 752359948. But for now, to start with, ladies and gentlemen, since you're continuing students, you're not that fresh, then we can just have an interaction today, just to introduce ourselves, get to know our expectations, come up with the key operating guidelines, and when we meet on Sunday next week, we shall have to dive into the content directly. So to start with, I would love to hear from you some bit of your expectations. What are some of your expectations as we pursue this course? What are some of your fears? Normally, this paper has a lot of propaganda out there. What are some of your fears? How would you advise us to move on so that we can put our heads together in order to have great value for our time? So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to hear from you. You can introduce yourself and then you share with us your expectation, your fears, your worries, and then I also share mine after hearing from you people. So, over to you, ladies and gentlemen. You can just unmute and speak.
Good afternoon to you all. My name
Yes,
is
good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Kagoya Asma. Yes, people say a lot about this paper, and literally I'm kinda scared as I'm going to dive in for it. So me, I expect you as our tutor to maybe take us though we understand it, since they say it is kinda related to the auditing. Yes, that is it.
Okay, a bit scared. People say it is a very hard paper. Okay, another person? Another person? That is good, Kagoya. Another person to share? Dorothy, Nevis, Pauline? Anything to share? So maybe just to go straight to that, the paper is manageable, it is doable. And of course, you have no choice but to do it and pass it. One of the things that you should not mind about is what people say about the paper. Because those who have enjoyed the paper and have passed first time and excelled, rarely do they speak out. So it is one or two people who will speak out, and it seems like everyone is fading. Of course, not forgetting about the fact that the pass rates are always below 50%. But we shall do everything possible to make sure that you people are not, you fall in whatever pass rate. Now, for me, from my side, I can tell you that it's an experience. And no story can rewrite an experience. So you need to have your experience. You should not move on by people's experiences. But let's have our own experience, and this is the time for our own experience. And this experience here is from now up to November, December, when we are sitting for the papers. But what I can tell you is that this paper is strictly application of knowledge. Application of knowledge. So we are going to be applying knowledge. Now, application of knowledge, I'll be giving you the notes. But application of knowledge does not necessarily mean that you read those notes and cram them and you understand them. No. It means that beyond just understanding them, you must be in a position to apply this knowledge into real life situations. So the MDC paper is basically a real life experience. It is about management. It is the highest level of technical management. It is about making key crucial management decisions that we make on a personal level, but also on a macro level. And so for me, I would advise that you may not have to listen so much from what people are saying, but for you, your focus should be on having your own experience, enjoying your journey, okay? So that at the end of the day, you're in position to write and excel when it comes to this paper. My expectation from you is that you attend class. That is one. You should be in position to attend class. And for those of you who are online, you should have a very, very, very conducive online learning environment. My other expectation from you is that you should have a question bank. It can be accessed at MAT. There is a photocopier. You have your question bank. My other expectation from you is that when we share homework, you should be in position to do the homework, but also that you should practice early enough. You should practice early enough. Do not wait for the last minute and then you want to do the paper. When you wait for the last minute, it's going to be very, very disappointing. This is a paper that requires you to do something little every other day, something little every other week, but not waiting for the last minute and you begin reading. There it will frustrate you. I'll be very honest with you. You need to do something every other day. Also, this is not a paper. This is not a paper where you read, you hide somewhere in the corner alone, and then you start reading alone. No. This is a paper where you must do a lot of discussions. A lot of discussions. And so then you must have those discussion groups. It's good you're continuing students and you already know each other. Otherwise, beyond that, the paper is so doable, as we shall be seeing along the way as we keep on interacting. So it is doable, it is doable, it is doable. But I can tell you that you need to give it your energy and focus so that we can have it out of the way the very, very first time. So that is it. That is it. Have your question bank. Have a good learning environment for the online students. For the physical students, of course, that is obvious. At MAT, the learning environment is so conducive. Fully attend your classes. Do not bank on the recording. We have the recordings if you miss a class. But I can tell you from experience that you'll always never get time to go through that recording. It is very hard. It is very hard. It is very hard. Do not expect sporting. We do not sport in this paper. We do not sport. Don't expect to sport and you pass the paper. Because one question in this paper can have about 5 topics embedded within one question alone. So we are going to make sure that we unturn everything to ensure that we are not found on the wrong side by the examiner. So briefly, that's what I can comment about this paper. But most important, it should be interactive. I need to listen to you more. Because management decisions arise as a result of an interaction of minds. And we are the minds. So each time we're in class, we are going to be in a boardroom where everyone has to give their own opinion. Where those who have not understood have to seek for clarification. Where you feel we are lacking, you have to advise for improvement. That's what it's going to be like. Just be good students. Just be good students and have a positive attitude, and we'll definitely have this paper out of the way. We'll have this paper out of the way. Okay? Yes, members, can I hear more from you people? So sorry, today I'm just doing a brief online thing. But when we meet on Sunday, next Sunday, we are doing the real studies, starting the real studies. And please, I hope that you be there physically. We'll go through the content as we still continue commenting about what the paper is actually all about. Yes. So just to hear from you again. Maybe before I hear from you again, we always give tests and mocks. And there is a relationship between passing and the mocks because it seems people have their mistakes corrected along the way. I encourage you to attend, to participate in those mocks when that time comes. Please do not dodge the mocks. Not hide away from the mocks in fear of anything. No. I encourage you to participate in the mocks so that in case there are things that you may have not understood so well, you're in position to correct the mistakes before you go into the very, very final paper. Okay? Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to hear from some other people. Some other people to comment something. You can unmute and then you comment. Lillian, do you have anything to say?
No, sir.
Okay, so basically, what we shall do, we are going to be set properly and start on the content. You'll have your question, your study materials ready by the time we start on Sunday. We shall have the question banks ready, but that is from your side. You need to have the question banks ready. We shall choose a class leader when we meet on Sunday for the first class. We shall have a class leader. And of course, you're part of the bigger WhatsApp group. We'll be sharing a lot of content there. And we shall be communicating. So I encourage you all just to be good students. Do something small every single week. Something small every single week. Make realistic discussion groups, 2, maximum 5 people. Beyond 5, it becomes a crowd and becomes very hard for you to focus. 2 is also unreliable, because when you are 2 people and you lie to each other, the lie is taken in so well. So you miss out on the opportunity of having a third opinion. And the third opinion is always very, very important, because it minimizes on the damage. But nonetheless, the paper is management decisions. We are going to be making decisions, management decisions, from now up to when we release you for the papers. Like you have made a decision today to log in here. That's a management decision. You may have logged in before lunch or after lunch. That's a management decision. You may be at church or at home. That's a management decision. You may be on your way to somewhere. That is a management decision. Every decision, literally, for as long as the decision is intended to serve an objective, the purpose, a certain purpose, then that becomes a management what? A management decisions. Now, a management decision. Now, with management decisions, sometimes they are conflicting. There are 2, 3 decisions you'd love to make, and all of them are equally competitive. What we are going to learn basically is how do you make the best of the best management decision. Okay? How do you make the best decision in the best case scenario? Okay? Or on the other hand, how do you make the best decision in the worst case scenario? It should always be the best decision. It should always be the best decision. And sometimes you think you have made the best decision, but as you progress along the way, you realize that it was actually not the wrong decision, the best decision. So there must be control action. Control action to modify to make sure it is the best. Or control action to retreat and pick the better option. Or control action to end that period and then make better decisions in the future. So there is always control action. The decision is there, but there should always be control action, which control action enables you to appreciate whether the decisions that you're making are actually serving the intended purpose of achieving the desired organization goals and objectives. Okay? So That is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. That is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So, management decisions and control, formerly paper 10, paper 11, sorry. Now paper 10. For you to do this paper, you must have passed QT and cost accounting. You must have passed QT and cost accounting. You cannot be allowed to sit for this paper unless you pass QT and cost accounting. So this is the mother of those two papers. It is the mother of the two papers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Okay. Any questions, compliments, supplements? Need for clarification from your side?
No, sir.
Okay, so if you do not have any compliments, anything to add on or to inquire, let us organize ourselves, use this week to put ourselves to order and get set for serious class on Sunday, next weekend. And you can encourage your friends to bounce back regardless of what happened in the previous results, to bounce back and get back on the road for better results in the December sitting. So, ladies and gentlemen, next Sunday we shall be meeting physically and we shall be kick-starting the real journey to passing this paper. Otherwise, if there are no questions, queries, I'm going to stop here for now, and then we shall meet physically at MAT on Sunday. Those of you who cannot make it on Sunday at MAT, we run a hybrid program. It's a hybrid program. You can stay wherever you are and have an online, but please make sure that your online class is indeed a proper classroom environment. Please ensure that it should be a proper classroom environment. Okay? I hope that's okay, members. Yes, members? Are you there, members?
Yes, we are.
We are.
Okay, so we can stop here for now. You attend to your people as you mentally prepare yourself, so that we start running our marathon on 4th. I think it will be 5th. 4th, 5th, next weekend of July. That's when we shall start on the marathon. For now, just know we have gotten started. Just organize yourselves, put everything to order, and prepare yourself for a much busier period starting next weekend. So, with that, I wish you a nice week. Let's meet on Sunday at 2 p.m. physically.